You have a dry clipper and it's super good, but it can be better. Well, in this video, I'm going to give you a loadout that will buff your clipper so that you can do a little bit more damage and tank way more shots. Let me quickly show you the build and then I'll go over where to buy everything. And finally, we can test this build in a PvE mission. For my build here, I'm just going to use Urkel to show you everything. You can see here, CF repeaters is my weapons. You can choose what you want. You can either use attritions, NDBs if you can find them, you can't buy them. But for the most part, CF repeaters, they're very good projectile speed. This is what makes them super good. For my missiles, I went with 32 small missiles here. You just go with a small missile rack here, a 341, and then you can equip 4 task force missiles. Very nice, you can spam these as much as you like. For my shields, these are the base shields. They give you the most amount of shields HP. You can get the palisades, 2 of these. Plus, we need to power our ship completely. So I went with the Luma cores. These give you the most amount of power for the lowest signature. I'm trying to keep my signature down as much as possible, but obviously this is the Drake Clipper. Signature is a problem. So I'm keeping it down by using 2 Luma cores. You can see we can still power everything. Engineering is not in as well, so we can still get away with lower cooling by using a Viper block. You're only going to have 1 flipping cooling, so your signature doesn't climb to crazy amounts. And then finally, a very decent quantum drive. This thing is super balanced, it's fast, it's efficient, so I go with the Colossus. That's basically my build. Next up, I will show you where to buy everything in case you're new. I'll walk you through the shops. I will have timestamps if you already know where to buy everything, but you can just skip along if you already know. I wanted to include this for newer players. So let me show you where to buy everything. To buy our first bunch of components, we quickly want to head over to Grim Hex. So just type in Grim, write yourself there. Once you jumped over to Grim Hex, you can land at the back here. After landing, you can head over to the spaceport. Here's the spaceport. Next, let's head over to the elevators. Once at the elevators, let's take them down. After taking the elevators down, you can head up the steps and make a left. Here you will find more steps. Just go up. Once you look back, you should be able to see a little arrow right there. Head over. Now you can enter the door. And here is the terminal where you can buy everything at. You want to buy a Viper block. So buy 1 of this. Then type in 341. You want to buy some missile racks as well. You want to buy 8 missile racks. This will give you 32 missiles in total once you equip them completely. Now that you have bought everything, customize your ship in your Moby class. All you need to do is hit F1, go to vehicles, select your flipper, head over to systems, select your one cooler and change it out to a Viper block. Once you have customized the cooler, you can go to weapons. Here you will find all your missile racks. Replace your missile racks here with size 1 missile racks. This will give you a bunch of missiles. Now that you have equipped all your missile racks, we can head over to the next location where you can buy the rest of your components. To buy the rest of your components, we're just going to open up our map with F2, type in new, and head over to New Babbage here. When you have arrived at New Babbage, look for the spaceport just next to the mountain. Make sure to call your hangar and land. I usually like to store my ship because I'm going to customize it. Let's head over to the spaceport. Once at the spaceport here, we're going to go to the metro loop. So you just want to run forward here and make your way down the stairs and keep running forward. After quite a run, you should see these elevators. Let's take them to the loop. After you have taken the elevators, you want to make a left here. And then you want to take the right train here. Just wait for it. Usually it will arrive in a couple of seconds. Make sure to get on the train. After the train ride, we can get out and make a left. Eventually you should go up the steps here. Once here, you want to take a left as well. Once you go up all the steps, you should see a bunch of people doing yoga or whatever. But we're gonna go to the plaza here. So just go forward. And once in the plaza, we want to make a right. Just keep running then. We're going to go to Omega Pro. Make sure you follow the signs to Omega Pro. Once at Omega Pro, you should see this shop. Make sure you enter. Once here, you should see this terminal. We're going to buy our shields first. So just type in PAL. We're going to buy 2 palisades here. After buying our shields, we're going to type in Luma. This is going to be 2 power plants that we need to buy. After our power plants, we're going to buy our quantum drive. So I'm just going to type in coal for Colossus. You're only going to buy 1. That's basically everything you need from this shop. Let's head over to the gun section where we can buy our missiles and our weapons. So go out the door. Now we're just going to head over to the opposite side. So keep running forward here. Once at this circle, make a slight left. Keep running forward to these steps. Go up them. Then eventually, you should see this planet. Just behind it is Center Mars. This is where we can buy our weapons. Let's enter. Here we can find the terminals on the side. The first thing that we're going to buy is our main weapons. I'm just going to type in CF. Here we're going to buy the CF repeaters. You can see size 3. Make sure the size 3. You want to buy 4 of these. After buying 4 of these, we can buy our missiles. Now missiles is not always needed, but they're nice to have. So if you don't have enough money, don't buy them. But if you do, you can just type in task. And here we can buy task force missiles. We want to buy 32. That's all the components we need. Let's customize a ship by hitting F1, going to vehicles, selecting Drake Clipper. Here we can go to systems and just fill out all of your components. For example, your Luma cores. Here my quantum drive, I need to switch out. But before we do this, I'm going to go to propulsion, remove my jump drive, hit save, go to systems again, put in my new quantum drive, hit save, go to propulsion, and add my jump drive. This will allow us to save some money. Now you can kit out your shields as well. Let's move over to our weapons. Here we need to equip our missiles. This is quite tedious because you need to do it one by one. Let me quickly do everything. Once all of our missiles has been equipped, hit save, and now we're all good to go. Let's go do a PvE mission to test out the Drake Clipper's new loadout. For our mission here, we're going to do Combat Gauntlet Scenario 6. This will allow us to do combat against 2 gladiuses and a constellation. Here we go, we're at our mission location. Let's see what we can do. I'm first going to go for the 2 gladiuses here. We want to try to take them out as fast as possible just because constellation will be on top of us and those turrets hurt quite a bit, especially if you can't see what you're doing against the constellation. So let's try to take out this gladius first here. We're super close here. We should have it soon. See if we can quickly deal with it. Here we go, we have it. Let's find the other one. Here we go, we managed to find the next gladius. A lot of missiles coming in as well. I did set my flare count to 9 just so that I can avoid most of it. The cross section is quite big, so you need quite a bit of flares available. Getting some shots from the constellation as well here, so I'm trying my best to avoid it, but the gladius is running away. Some decent damage right there. You can see the nose is red. Should have it soon. Trying my best to avoid the fire from the constellation here as well, but my shield is down. I will need to run just to be safe, otherwise I might get red. We should be pretty safe now. Let's see if we can turn around. More missiles coming in. Luckily I've got so much flare set. I'm gonna try and finish off this gladius. It's a little bit annoying that I couldn't kill it sooner. You can see it's also a little bit lag here and there, jumping around. Here we go.
Congratulations. Target is destroyed.
Nice. Now we can focus on the constellation. I'm just going to upstrafe here a little bit. Try and keep my distance. Since the turrets are very dangerous, we want to make sure we don't get too close. Since we're only in a little clipper, we can't really tank a lot of shots. So we will need to use our speed of the CF repeaters to keep our distance. I'm going to try and stick about 1.5 kilometers out so that I can shoot the bigger ship, but the bigger ship can't shoot me. How do you do this if you're new? Well, it's just very basic. All that you need to do is strafe up and add a bit of roll. I am using a joystick on my left hand, so this is a little bit easier than on mouse and keyboard, but my right hand is a mouse. I'm gonna constantly be doing this now just to avoid the fire until constellation gets red. I did get a little bit close while explaining, so you can see we're about 500 thereabout. I'm going to try and back off a little bit here and there. I'm still upstrafing and rolling, but I'm adding backward strafe, get away from the ship. This will allow me to regain my shields and be in a safer distance so that the constellation can't hit me. So very effective against bigger ships, not so much against smaller ones because they can match your speed. Plus we're a bigger ship for the most part. The clipper is quite big, so you always need to keep in mind what ship is faster, what ship is bigger, and how you can maneuver and what guns you have available. This is why CF repeaters is my preferred weapons. It makes life a lot easier if you can just circle strafe like this in PvE. PvP maybe not so much, since there's different things that you need to learn, but for PvE this is basically the main maneuver that you're going to be doing for the most part. They're quite easy to beat bigger ships if you know how to do this. You can probably even take on a hammerhead, even though you are way smaller, but the chance for having an error, maybe your shields go down, is a lot more. Since there's so much turrets, you constantly need to be on top of things. But the constellation should be pretty easy. For a clipper here, you can see both of the shields is down now, making it a lot easier to apply damage. You constantly need to apply damage, otherwise the shields will degenerate eventually. Now that we have applied some damage, you can see one of the thrusters is red, giving us a little bit of a maneuverability advantage, but not a lot. It's still there though. So we continue just circle strafing it, strafing up and rolling. Almost all of the shields is down, you can see there. So applying damage should be a lot easier now. If you want to apply the most amount of damage, you should be getting a lot closer with CF repeaters. But in most cases, because they have turrets, it's very difficult for a smaller ship like us, just because our shields can't tank it. But every now and then you can swoop in, do a bunch of damage and come out again, but you will be taking a risk. So if you just want to be safe, stay this distance, and you should eventually get the ship down to 0 health. It does take quite a while though, as you can see, but in most cases, if you want to complete the mission and make sure you don't die, this is the safer option, which I am doing just because missions have been constantly bugging out for me, so I don't want to waste this mission. I want to at least complete it. This is why I'm taking my time with this. Just a little bit of a roll and up strafe. Not putting any inputs forward or backwards for the most part, because we are at a safe distance. And there we go. We've got our target. Not too difficult once you have learned this maneuver. I hope you enjoyed this loadout. If you did, consider subscribing. And if you want to watch more videos like this, then you can watch these two videos right here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.